recording this. Yeah, that was just something crazy. I did not expect gold to skyrocket like that, but it was pretty much generally right after he posted that tweet. It just kept going. Like, we had these small candles, and then as soon as he posted his tweet, it just skyrocketed, stopped, skyrocketed, stopped, and then finally started retracing back. And we've been getting, I'm honest, I've been making some profits off of this. As soon as I saw that long wick finish on that hourly and it started going below the 60, I put in a position there. Long term on gold, I'm seeing it come back down. Same story. I'm looking for it to come back down 1310-ish, somewhere in this low area before it can rally and gain enough strength to maybe do a final push through the top, or it might fall through the bottom, something of this sort. As of this moment, because there really is no trend. Like, this trend line is now invalid. There is no trend. That's not a trend line. I can't draw that. So this is, as Kieran has been saying, this is 100% trendless. This is driven by investors. And when investors see the president of the United States, when it's gold versus the US dollar, and when the president of the United States threatens to start bombing a country, well, yeah, that's a big deal. Like, a lot of people, I received multiple PMs saying that, like, this shouldn't be affecting the markets. Well, no, this is an investor-driven currency pair right here. This is 100% going to be driven by political stuff. And Trump posted something on Twitter is 100% up that alleyway. 100%. Now, granted, I knew it was going to come back down. I said it really early in the morning today, and that's because it was a tweet. There is no way that the military generals are going to be like, oh, hey, go ahead and tweet this. This is fine. We're okay with you tweeting our missile strike that we're planning on doing. It's like, no, that's stupid. They're not going to do it. Not anytime soon. This is going to come back down. We just got to be patient. It's pulling back. For this specific scenario, I can expect, just from this, I can expect it to maybe come back to the 1355 area. Probably just below. I'm hoping 382 push off and go on further down. Just going to take some time. Euro USD, we had quite a bit of an event. So this is just, I'm basically just updating you guys since the weekend. So this is going to be, get this out of here. I can't even remember what day it is. Sunday, 8. Cool. So on the 8th, right around here, when we had market open up, my prediction was that Euro was going to start gaining strength. It had shot above this level. I saw the DXY was shotgunned back into the range that I had it before. I just said, you know what, there's no way. It's breaking the trend. It's retesting the line, and this is when I should have called a buy signal right here. I should have called that buy signal. I didn't get to participate in this trade either myself, but as I had said, as Kieran had agreed, we had predicted Euro USD would go on an uptrend, at least to this trend line. This is where I'm looking for it to stop. This is from the highest high to the last high, and I'm expecting this to have a reaction, and I will leave this square here for next Sunday, somewhere in this area. Somewhere in that area, I'm expecting a reaction. That's between the 2412 resistance level and just a trend line. So as of this moment, I am looking for the next buy opportunity to come to place here. Today was hectic. Today was stupid. There was, oh my God, that tweet, that amount of gold movement that shouldn't have happened. It was insane. The US dollar was not reflecting what gold was doing at all. It was completely investor driven. So yeah, Euro USD, I'm still expecting a little bit more upside before it can either break through and then match the previous high at the 125 level, or if it's going to respect and push off of that level. So we got a little bit more to go. DXY, like I had said, this is what I was talking about back here on the 8th in this area. I saw I had pushed all the way back down into the range. Once it hit this, I just said, screw it. The US dollar is not pushing up. This is Canaan. So yeah, once this had pushed back down below the 90.2, I was pretty confident on this falling. It did exactly that. This is all stuff we covered in Sunday. I was very confident once it came back into the range that I had approached many, many different times before. Many, many different times. You can see this is a very positive This is a very strong point of either A, support, or B, resistance, where it was trying to push up but didn't get to secure itself there and then did push low. So this point is where we saw the downtrend start to commence. I'm looking for support. I actually haven't charted this up yet, so this is actually a good opportunity in this region, which we are currently already bounced off of that region. If it can actually support itself through there, that'd be nice for US dollar to gain some strength. And if not, I'd be looking for that low here. It does match up with some points where it's touching. And honestly, if it broke through this low here, then we're gonna be seeing a real low. Like, I'm just gonna assume there's no for sure touches there. Like, these all three are at different points. I'm just gonna guesstimate that one. This is gonna be no man's land if we actually drop into this. I'll be very curious to see how it reacts there. So Euro USD looking bullish for now. It could reverse here based on what the DXY is showing. It could pull back there. So we need to keep our eye out that it could in this area now that it's currently at is also just as important as an area as up here at the trend line. Next, let's go over UJ. UJ is its own beast. Now, this guy had actually just today had broken my trend line and is now came up to retest that trend line. Now, from Sunday, which would be the 8th, right here. Let me get to the exact spot right here. I don't remember the exact prediction. We were looking. We mentioned that it had respected off the 107.5, and I think what we had said is because it had respected so strongly off the 107.5, and the DXY was looking to start going bearish on the dollar, we were looking for a downtrend to come down, but we're not really seeing it that much. Price had initially increased up a few pips. There's no, like, the longest move it had was this 60 pip move down, but it hasn't really broken through anything. Where Euro USD, we saw that big, massive move upwards. We're not seeing that strong move downwards. So the yen might still have some power in play here where it wants to try to gain strength with the US dollar is trying to, or maybe the yen is trying to calm down and not gain as much strength as it was before, comparison-wise to where the US dollar is trying to lose strength. So it's getting a little stagnant at the moment. I'm still looking for more downside on this. I do have the Fibonacci drawn up right now based on this high. Looking for more downside, at least down to the 382, maybe down to the 618, and then I'm hoping for more upside from there. But we really just got to keep our eyes open. I might try to call a sell signal here soon. It just depends on what happens here. Might be able to get a nice little 10, 20 pips out of that. Who knows? So I am looking bearish on UJ. Going to go pound US dollar. This is a trade that I'm actually currently in, and this is based upon a harmonic that I'm looking to complete. Also, the trend line that was respected from this point. I want this to create either the Gartley or the bat, but at the same time, I can't predict that. This is a much higher time frame. Like, this was a daily time frame harmonic, so these don't always get fulfilled. I would love it if it did. If it did, that'd be great, because then I could call massive swing trades. But at the same time, I can't because, I can't. Like, we don't know exactly what's going on, especially after the stuff that went down today. This is a trade that was called currently. Kieran did say sell GBP USD. Not sure if he closed that or not. Let me take a quick little breeze through. I don't think he did. I believe that one is still open. Yeah, he put his take profit at 126. Or no, 4126. So 4126. So right in this region here. Here. Now I'm looking to go a little bit lower than that. Personally, I'm looking for it to hit the 88. And if it can push through the 88, then I'm looking for the 1.4 again. I'm going to push through the 1.4. I'm going to wait for it to hit one of these zones, which these are really wishful thinking. I don't know if the pound is still going to keep holding. It's been steadily falling on the yen. You can see that it's been falling off on the Swiss franc. It's been falling off on the Australian dollar. It's just been sideways movement. Canadian dollar has been strong. That's actual. Okay. Get some action on that one. This actually broke the low. I was looking for a potential double top. But it pulled back and broke the low. This might be tradable. I'll have to look into this after the Zoom. But moving on, so on the pound, as of this moment, I'm still remaining bearish on this. I still don't think it's going to break this trend line. You can see that it exactly came up to it. Let me go to actually a lower time frame. Let's try 15-minute. Came up to the trend line here. Got our trend line right there and right there. Came up to it, barely surpassed it, came down, came up to it, left a long wick, came right back down. So I am remaining overall bearish on this. If you guys are have any questions whatsoever, pop in, ask questions. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. These are things that I want to hear. But for now, this is a potential pattern that I want to fulfill on the pound, and I am remaining bearish. This is a trade that we currently have open right now. This is off of a signal that I called. We did hit first take profit, and ever since then, it's been ranging, and it's been really, really pissing me off because it's just been stagnant. And it's because this is going to be a slower moving pair. This one might even remain open till Friday. If we don't get a good, nice burst movement out of this, because we will have held it over two rollovers, which I don't really like holding trades that long. If we don't get a nice bear or bullish movement out of this somewhere into this region, I'm just going to generally say if we don't get a new high by the end of tomorrow, then I'll be looking to close this trade regardless of where it's at, because I don't think it's going to move that much. NZD CAD was a harmonic that I had traded that I had 3 positions, and I closed one of them, and I'm still in 2 of them. It came all the way back down. If I see bullish momentum come out of this, I'll call a signal on this one. This is a trade that I've been looking to make based on the I believe this was a Gartley I found. I don't know. So I defined what it was. I wrote it down. I don't have my notebook with me, and then I took that trade, and then it wasn't able to be called as a signal because I wasn't too confident on it. But if this can actually make its bullish push up, I will make a call on this. So we went over Euro USD, we did UJ, we did pound US dollar, we did gold. CAD, USD CAD. This is actually one Gavin just called this not too long ago, right? He just called this signal. Let me check it. Yeah. So USD CAD, he called that one already. So this one smashed its take profit immediately. I was just driving home, and I looked at my quickly saw the notification pop on it, said UCAD hit TP1. I was like, what? That just got sent out like 10 minutes ago. How did it already hit 24 pips? Well, decided to spike down. We had to break through that 618 retracement level on the daily. So I do agree with this one. I do think we're going to see another low, potentially down to the 762 at this previous low here. And let me check. His take profit is 105.77. Or no. Sorry. His take profit is 125.07. So 2507. Yeah, I 100% agree with this. I would 100% agree with this. I do believe we're seeing a lot more downside. Oil is still not done growing. Canadian dollar does react very, very strongly upon the the USD CAD reacts very strongly off of what this does here, the oil, which did create a new high, and that's important. The fact that this created a new high is extremely important. Now we might be seeing more uptrend here. So we did catch some pips off of this one. I know that we did do 30, I think it was. Now we're going to start laying off of gold a little bit. Obviously, gold is 100% driven by a lot of things that we cannot control. Therefore, it makes it extremely unpredictable. Actually, Jessica, I see that you wanted to know the cap on that one. So we're looking bearish on gold. I'm seeing this definitely return down to lower end. I touched on how right when Trump said his tweet, this is on the 1 hour, he said it at 7 a.m., right around 7 a.m. And you can see from that time, we just had an exponential growth in the gold US dollar, and we had the long wick at the top. Right when it hit the 65 level, it immediately pushed off of there. I think from this point, we're going to see another downward push, at least to 1330, maybe 1310. I want it to hit 1310. But right now, we're still remaining bearish on this. I know a lot of us are trapped into a trade. I'm in that trade as well, and I've seen people say that they're down $100. I am down a significant amount of money, but I am confident it is going to come back down. So we just need to be patient with this. That's all it is. We just need to be patient. because I forget what the scalp was called. I think it was like 1335. That's where I took the exact same trade. I am very much in the negative right now. We are looking, that is more than likely going to come back down. Let's see here. Euro odd decided not to break my head and shoulder that I mentioned last week. Yeah, Euro odd decided that it was going to actually stay in the game a little bit, which is actually, I'm actually kind of happy about this, because if this did break, it was looking for a massive sell trade. But at the same time, the fact that Euro is willing to stay in the game means Euro, Great Britain, Pound is going to have better odds of hitting the take profits. If this did break the low, I was going to short this for at least 200 pips. It's going to be a really nice trade. But at the same time, we can't control the markets. Therefore, we just got to react upon what it gives us. I wasn't ready to take a buy because that's too risky. There's nothing telling me it was going to buy. Head and shoulder was telling me it was going to sell. Didn't do it. Simple as that. I was going to wait for it to break the previous low. Does anyone have any pairs that they would like me to go over? Any trades that they're looking into? Anything that they find interesting on the markets right now? I want Euro Yen to break this high here. I want it to secure itself. Pound US dollar, Vera. We did go over that, but real fast. I remained bearish on this one. We're currently in a trade about it. Odd USD, I'll go over next. Pound US dollar, we did. I'm looking for a long-term bearish side on this. I'm down. I'm going down to 88. Kieran's call is down to the 126, right in this area, which is not too far from each other. So I am definitely looking for this to be low for a while. Hopping over the odd USD. Let's see this one. I know Gavin and Kieran touch this a lot. I typically don't. But as of this moment, with me expecting there to be at least some sort of pullback, something in the general area of the US dollar gaining a little bit of strength for a short amount of time, I'm expecting this to move down a little bit more. But on the daily perspective, 4 hours perspective, this did pull back to the 786 retracement zone. As for it pushing away from here, it did go to the 618. This could see a lot more upside because the Australian dollar did exhibit a lot of strength, being able to push like that. I personally would be kind of looking 50-50 on this. I'd look for it to break either of these two, 774 or 778. If we could break either of those, that might give me a little bit more direction on this one. Because in reality, this has just been in a downward channel. Let me mark this up a little bit for us. Actually, it's at a level that I had previously marked. Yeah, this is actually a really strong. Oh, wow. So this is a good decision-making area. We need to see how it reacts off of this. This is actually going to be really good. This, I didn't realize that I had this previous marked. I thought that was just the current price line. No, this is actually a line that I had. Because based upon these areas, this is a very significant level of resistance. Price had a really hard time breaking it, but it did use it as a brief support to break through, just a pullback. I guarantee there's a fib level in there. Pull back to the 382 exactly, just about exactly, and then pushed off. So I would definitely say that this area is extremely resistive. Looking for a sell would be smart here. Being a sell bias would be smart, although being prepared for this to use it as a support and push up would also be wise. I'm still going to remain a sell bias on this. Actually, now that looking at that, yeah. I'll be looking for this to break below the 618 level there. 100%. In fact, I'm actually going to put this guy here just so I remember, so I can pay attention. Cool. Yeah, this might actually be a really good trade. A good, if this can short like it did before in any of these areas, you're looking at a minimum catch of where what would be 100 pips, 180 pips if it can sell like it has before in this zone. That'd be really nice. But it is also extremely dependent upon what the US dollar wants to do, because honestly, lately it's been probably the most unpredictable, most hard to analyze thing in the world. On the DXY, it's ridiculous. It's really hard to figure out where that thing wants to go. I had a bias of it selling, and I was right. But then I guarantee there's a bunch of people who had a bias of buying with very, very, maybe even just as many, if not more, reasons why I thought it was going to sell, but they thought it was going to buy. So we'll move on from there. WTI, I see that in chat. WTI made a new high, so this is going to be important. This is where I will actually draw a fib, although I don't like using Fibonacci too much on metals and energies because they don't typically abide by normal market rules lately. This created a new high, so what I would be looking to pay attention to is these two levels right here. I'd be looking for the 382 and the 618 pullback of this push up, because this right here, this was just a very brief pull back. I'm looking for a legitimate retracement. I want to see something like this, or something like this. I am definitely looking upside if it can go to one of these zones and do a hard bounce, making an even newer high. If it does decide to go below the 618, then obviously it's probably going to break our trend line, and then we could see some downside. And Kieran just mentioned EG. Yeah, like this was something like I did my analysis and I was like, hey, Kieran, what do you think about this? And he's like, buy it now. And I was like, oh, okay. Then like it's just been doing this. Like this should not have pulled back so significantly. This was insane that it actually did this. When we were 35 pips in profit on this, or no, not 35, when we were 25, I was very hopeful that this was going to do a very brief pullback, maybe to the 382 and then up. But it proved me wrong. It definitely showed me that it's ready to stay consolidating for a little bit while. We are definitely going to have to hold on to this for another day or two. Any other pairs, guys? I'm going to touch on like one or two more, if not. Euro JPY. Euro JPY, actually, I want this to pull back to, I did mention this on this one. I'd want this to pull back enough to make a difference, but at the same time, not too much, because I want this to actually be bullish. I want this to, because you're seeing, so if I had to break this down a little bit, in generally this area right here that I just had marked is supportive. So if we can pull back to the 236 or this line right here, this would be a beautiful area to be looking for a buy, for it to bounce off and push forward. Reason being, because if this actually can push off here, we have a lot more room to move up. You can see these highs. You're either looking right there, right here, or at the 618 daily, which either way, if we can get a significant bounce off there and a decent entry, you're looking at 100, 200, 250. This would be an amazing swing trade. I remain bullish on this until it can push through that. Otherwise, until it gets there, I will not be trading this pair at least. The pound yen, definitely looking bearish on this guy. You can see in these three zones that I have circled here, this is extremely, this was the resistive area. When it pushed above, I was looking for this to, this recording will be on the website. It will be posted. I'm going to be uploading it right after this. But when this pulls back down, I do want to see this pull back down to, or because I was expecting a pullback, I expected it to stop at this resistance level area and then push back. So unless it stops now and then secures itself back above, I'm going to be probably selling this. This definitely looks like a really good sell setup, in my opinion. I was expecting it to go much higher, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Take advantage of it. Pound odd. Yeah, this when it broke through this flag, I was really, really waiting a long time to see a decent drop off. Not getting that decent drop off. I'm not getting what I wanted. Um, for me to make any definite decision, it's just been ranging, dude. It's been bouncing between this high area and this low area. It's just a 130 pip range. I mean, anytime it goes to this low or this high, you can look for buy opportunities or sell opportunities. Just anywhere up here or anywhere down here, you could look for the buy or sell opportunity. But I initially, when it did break for this, I wanted it to pull back and then sell off. My long-term expectation, or what I want it to do, is come to this high and bounce down and travel down to our trend line, however long that takes. But at the moment, we're really just playing at the top trend line. We're reaching our decision zone, though. Over here is the decision zone. It's got to choose which trend line it's going to respect, if it's going to buy or sell. So we got to figure that out soon. Okay, so other than that, if nobody has any other questions on these pairs, that was about 27 minutes. It was actually pretty quick, and we went over a lot of information. So it's impressive, actually. If we have no more pairs to go over, I'll call it, but I'm leaving the floor open for another second. I haven't analyzed this chart in a long time. USD CHF. This will be our last one. Right on it. Okay, so this is a head and shoulder pattern that I'm actually looking to potentially have it complete. Got to adjust this. No, it's the same high. So give it the same high. So the head and shoulder doesn't always have to be flat. It can be inverted. It could even be completely diagonal, to be honest. Like that neckline that's this right here, that can be completely like that. You could even have a head and shoulder that's upside down, which was just called an inverted head and shoulder pattern. So if this shoulder breaks here to the low side, there's not much potential here. There's only 30 pip potential on this, so I won't be scalping it at all. But if it can break below and break a new low below here, then I will short this for at least 60-ish pips. Somewhere in that region. I don't really study CAD yen that much. So I mean, if I were to break this down, it'd be from the basis of just basic analysis, which it just looks like it's heading into a new zone. Based on these lows, yeah, if it can secure itself above this support area, then you're looking for a lot more upside. If not, downside. Might come back down to retest the low, or maybe even in this general zone right here. All righty, then I'm going to go ahead and call it there. If you guys have any further questions, or if you do a chart markup of some sort and you want to send it to me in Telegram and ask if I think it's okay, or if you think it's or where I think it's going to go, or if you want to present an idea and I can agree with you or something of that sort, please do. I'm more than willing to help you guys out. Please just send me a message. Other than that, this will be posted to our website hopefully by the end of the night, maybe sooner. I'm going to send it to Justin as soon as we're done with this. But all right, catch you guys later.